The Joe Rogan Experience.
Hey, what do we know about the bounty? Was all that what that we were looking at before?
I deleted that thing.
We were looking at something. You were trying to figure out what was it that we were trying to figure out was actually true.
$80 million bounty.
Is that what it was?
I heard earlier it was $50 million, but let me check.
Listen, if nobody pays 80, then somebody comes along and they say, "I want to do it for 45."
Yeah.
An $80 million bounty on Trump. George Lopez jokes, "We'll do it for half."
That's so funny.
I guess you're not allowed to say that.
Well, it's
Okay,
about
here you
killing
go.
the president.
Someone at the funeral said that if they bring him his head, like $80 million.
Whoa.
80 million citizens contribute $1. Oh, no, sorry. If they did is what it said. Someone stole that.
If each of the country's 80 million citizens contributed $1, there'd be an $80 million reward for anyone who brings us Trump's head. George Lopez says, "We'll do it for half." That's what a comic says, folks. That's funny. Any other time, it's you know what, man? When anybody could be the president, right? In this is sort of manner, is it really the same thing to threaten the president? Like, is it the same thing as threatening Lincoln? Is it the same thing to threaten Trump in a joke? To threaten a guy, just think about it, who is a former game show host, who's a noted baller, right? A character in many, many rap songs because of his balling. And he likes to talk shit on Twitter. You can't make a joke. You can't make that joke. Like, that we'll do it for half. You can't make that joke.
Some of the rap guys have gotten in trouble for what they've been saying in their songs, though.
I know, but that's a weird one.
I mean, he's still the president, and as much as it's...
I know, but that's where it's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? It means you're better than everybody? Everybody? Definitely better than everybody. I can't pretend we're going to kill you.
Even talking about it, I think you can get in trouble.
What happened to Kathy Griffin when she showed that rubber head? She had that rubber Trump head? Nothing, right?
She gets suspended from Twitter?
She lost her career.
Maybe, I don't know.
No, she didn't get suspended from Twitter. They gave her a bump in the algorithm.
It did fuck her career up.
Did it?
Yeah, a lot of cancellations of shows.
I'm sure. Yeah. I think she took some time off, too. Yeah, that's weird. Nobody thought Kathy Griffin was really going to murder Trump, right?
Right.
It
That was
might have
just
been
an
important.
artist,
Yeah.
art type thing.
It might have been in poor taste, especially since she knew him and she was on his show.
Yeah, that's true.
All of it is crazy, man. It's all so crazy. Let me ask you both. Are you guys worried about Iran?
Not too
You worried
much.
about what's happening here? You worried about these military people making joint exercises?
When that happened, what was interesting I was going to bring up is that the LAPD made some tweets that they're going to, like, we're watching LA just in
thank
case
God.
everybody's worried. And they're like, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh, I don't know. We're just paying attention.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it as much as previous type stuff that's happened.
Like
you
what?
know. You know, like with like North Korea or
You were
any-
worried more about North Korea?
I was worried more about North Korea because that's like an actual threat from, I think, a crazy person. And where I think Iran, they're just going to try to kill Trump. I don't think they're going to necessarily like.
Bro, if they kill Trump, it's going to be chaos.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I think if anything, this is the worst part has already happened.
Maybe. I don't think so. I think there's going to be some sort of retaliation.
The funeral that they showed on, people were there.
Yeah, the
Aryan
guy was in a
citizens that
Chevy.
Showed up.
That's what I noticed. It's in a goddamn American truck. Respect.
Why does this one concern you so much than like, you know?
Because it seems like this is the first example of someone being impulsive, someone making this kind of a decision that maybe strategy experts and real military experts would have had some real good, I mean, this is just speculating, but that they would have some real good reasons why this is a terrible idea. And that there are other methods of working things out. That it doesn't have to go this way. It doesn't have to be, and this is not a movie. This is real life. And
Yeah, but do you think they're just going to force him out then? Like
I don't
this
know what's
this
gonna happen.
Almost seems like it's too good to be true for people that hate Trump.
Sort of, but then if something happens, here's the thing. If something happens, especially something horrible happens. See, the way America is, like, we are, like, we have the genes of this wild conqueror, just lust for travel human that was willing to get on a fucking boat and make it over here from Europe and from where every other place, and then the slaves that were dragged in here against their own will, and then the other people that were imprisoned here, and then the Native Americans who got pushed out, and the Mexicans who got put. This is all thousands of years of genes, right? The moment something goes crazy, that's when all that stuff comes out. Like, do you remember how people were when 9/11 happened? Everybody had an American flag on their car, man, everywhere. It became an intense place where you just that whole break glass in case of war, like, that's real. If someone provokes, someone does something where we feel like we're really at war, we're going to unite. We're going to unite in a crazy way. And the thing is, a lot of people are going to love it. They're going to feel great that we're united against an evil cause. I mean, this is why people have employed that strategy to convince their people to get into war. I mean, Hitler did it, right? Didn't Hitler, he burned the Reichstag, right? He did that in order to get people more enthusiastic about his plans. I'm pretty sure he did that. And I think Nero did that with Rome as well. But I'm an idiot. And my memory's faulty. So who knows?
Yeah,
You know way more than anybody. So
No.
4 weeks after he was
Definitely
sworn
not.
in, an arson attack was performed on the Reichstag building.
Oh, so it was arson. So they think he did it in order to get people pumped up. Like, look, the Fuhrer was right. Man, I've been in the middle of this 4th Native American book, this Blood and Thunder book. That just happened. Like, the reason why I'm worried is not just because of the news, but also because of these goddamn books, where it talks about the Native American interactions with the soldiers and the settlers. And fuck, that is in our genes, man. It just happened. People were horrible. They did horrible things, and it shatters this notion that so many of us love to hold on to, that without the Europeans here, the Native Americans lived peacefully. They didn't live peacefully with each other. No one ever has. The Native Americans slaughtered each other. They took each other slave. They killed each other. They tortured each other. The Comanches were known for it. I mean, it's horrific hearing these stories. Horrific what the soldiers did too. Horrific what the human beings of that era, when forced into that conflict, were willing to do and what they were willing to become. That is not that long ago, man. That's why I'm scared. Well, I'm scared because I feel like we have come so far. It's so safe. It's so safe that people don't even like saying that it's safe. We like to be in denial about it and focus on so much of the inequality, the inadequacies, and all the problems and the violence and the this and the that. And they're right about all those things. But goddamn, this is a soft time to live. And if some shit hits the fan, you're all going to know that. When you're really worried about your life every day, when your loved ones really could get shot and killed by someone who's a mile away with a scope, because that's what's been going on. If that's what it comes down to, you're going to understand how soft we had it. You're going to really know how soft we had it. And this is that cycle that everybody says, right? Hard times make strong men make easy times make weak men. And this is a common, it's just how human beings are. We need a motivation to kick ass. We need some reason to rise to the top. We need some reason to go out there and conquer. And the best reason is if we get attacked. If we get attacked, we're going to go crazy. It's going to be horrible. I'm really scared. I'm legitimately worried that some people are losing their grip on what violence actually means and what war actually means, because it's not happening over here. And because it doesn't happen over here, the only ones that can tell us are the ones that went over there. The ones that went over there and come back, they do not paint pretty stories. They paint stories of ugly people and dangerous people. And they're like, you got to be vigilant, because you got to be diligent and you got to be vigilant, because this world is not what you think it is. There's a lot of parts of this world that are fucking chaos-ridden and filled with crime and filled with murder and filled with death and filled with despair. And there's money there, and there's terrorists, and there's these religious fundamentalists who want to throw gay people off roofs, and that shit's real. That's happening in 2020, right now, somewhere in the world. They're probably planning on throwing a gay guy off a roof. Whoo! Because some person wrote that down 2,000 years ago, or whatever it was. Fuck!